Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Level 1 Podcast, and welcome to a very special day. Definitely a day that is out of the ordinary here on my YouTube channels. Today is Saturday, the 29th of July, 2023, and today is a long-form React event. And you might say, what does that mean? What am I talking about, Phil? A long-form React event? I know, I haven't done one in many months, and because I haven't done one in many months, people seem to forget that I was doing these. Yeah, I was doing entire days of React stuff over the course of last year and even earlier this year. The last one I actually did was for an Internet Historian Marathon, where we watched like 3 different videos from the Internet Historian. Today we're doing something a little different, and here's why. All right, today, this lovely Saturday, there will be no gameplay whatsoever. It's going to be me recounting stories from the past. And here's what I mean. A long time ago, in a galaxy right here, YouTube was a very different place. YouTube was a place where if you were someone who wanted to monetize your content, and safely do so without having your videos constantly be taken down or matched to other people's content, and having your ad rights taken away, you basically needed to have the backing of one of the, boy, this hoodie is weird. Look at that, how it's like not even. I don't know. You had to have the backing of one of the major MCNs, which stands for the multi-channel networks. Essentially what these were companies that would monetize your channel by putting their ads on your videos, and then based on your view performance, they would pay you a certain amount of money. Some of them had flat rates. Some of them had cuts of the actual ad revenue that you brought in on your channel. It changed over time. And so many, many years ago, when I was, getting to be a popular YouTuber, and I lost my full-time office job, I was looking for something to do, and it was through a partner network called Machinima, right here. See this? That I was able to, for 6.5 years, monetize all my videos on YouTube. Now, there were ups and downs. There were times when we had a really great relationship, but there were times when we had an absolutely god-awful relationship. And it kind of fluctuated because the company, quite frankly, was never really stable. It was a company that was always in flux. It was a company that was very confusing. So why am I bringing all of that up for today? Because June the King, YouTuber who makes a lot of different documentary-style stuff, made a documentary on Machinima about a month ago. And when this happened, I was stoked. I was like, dude, I would absolutely love to do a react to that documentary. I mean, I can't imagine, what we're going to hear about this company that I was a part of for 6.5 years, because they've gone out of business. This was one of the biggest partner networks on YouTube, if not the biggest at one point. They had tons of different YouTube channels that were popular. All of their content was bringing in money. And then all of a sudden, they just went out of business. But it wasn't without the writing on the wall. Let's put it that way. The signs were there that this company was eventually going to have issues and implode. I mean, the way that they operated, the way that they talked to people and or had relations with their partners, was infamous. Like, a lot of people had a lot of problems with them over the years. All kinds of stuff. I mean, I can. That's the kind of what we're going to talk about today. Okay, but when June released that documentary, I was like, I would love to do a react to that documentary, but the documentary is only about 50 minutes long. So if that's the case, I'm like, well, you know, when I do reacts to this stuff, I usually like double the length of it. So if it's like 40, 50 minutes long, this is going to be like 2 hours for me to react to it, I bet. So that's all well and good, but what about my story? Because I guarantee you what's going to happen is in the June the King documentary, it's probably going to cover the financials of the company, where they got their money, where they sunk their money, how they mismanaged the company, and how it went out of business. But what I want to do is I want to give you the personal is what I meant to say, the personal side of being a long-time partner with a company like this for 6.5 years, all of my experiences that I had with this company. Like I said, some were actually quite good, some were really, really bad, and it was so odd that the same company that at one point is being so helpful and supportive, at another point just doesn't want anything to do with you. Sometimes they would just do whatever they wanted without even consulting the partners, which made no sense. Like, you'll see when we get to it, because, again, I'm kind of jumping the gun here. But basically, I am someone who's very meticulous, and here's what I mean by that. I save everything. In the entire time that I worked with Machinima, I saved pretty much every email that we ever had, all right? So I've got a ridiculous amount of stuff that I can show you in regards to all these different things that happened between me and Machinima. And, you know, you can argue it's an anime or a manga. There's sagas and stuff. I mean, yeah, you could kind of say that, because what I've done is I've separated all of the things I want to talk about into various different topics that are all separated or generalized by topic. I wish, honestly, I'll be honest with you guys, I wish that I could show you even more. You know, there's a couple reasons why I can't show you as much as I would like to. Number one, personal data. For example, as I was going through all these emails, I actually found that some of the people over the years had put their personal stuff in there. Like, oh, shit. Well, why'd they do that? You know, I guess they realized, they thought, oh, this would never get out or whatever. And it's like, well, I can't put that in the show. That's got to be, you know, that can't be discussed. And then there's stuff such as, like, a contract. I would absolutely, positively love to show you the legal contracts that I had with Machinima, to show you how they worked, to show you how much money you could make back in the day as a YouTuber. And I can't do that because they don't exist. All those contracts were digital. There was never a physical piece of paper that you had to sign. They were all over those websites like, what was it, like DocuSign.com and shit like that. That's where all the contracts used to be. And so you would review them, sign them digitally, and they would be there archived. But when the company went out of business, all of their contracts were deleted. So now you can't find any of those contracts anymore. They just don't exist. If you click on the links that should still exist, you get error messages. So I can't show you any of that stuff because it doesn't exist anymore. Another thing that's really unfortunate, things over the years change. And for example, one of the major ways that YouTubers used to communicate was a direct message system that they had on YouTube. I used to talk with YouTubers behind the scenes about things all the time. During a lot of the different issues that I had with Machinima, I would talk directly to YouTubers behind the scenes about stuff. And all of those DMs have been lost because YouTube one night said, oh, we don't want that system anymore. And they went like this and deleted the whole system. There hasn't been DMs on YouTube for like 7 years. They just wiped the whole system. So you're talking in-depth conversations that I had with YouTubers about what they thought about Machinima and how we were dealing with things like the content ID system and things like that are all gone. So all I can do in a lot of these cases is tell you what I remember. And a lot of this stuff is ancient. You know, I broke off any kind of association with Machinima in 2017. So you're talking 6 years ago was the last time I dealt with them. You know, the earliest time I dealt with them was 2009. So you're talking 14 years ago. You know, it was funny because there were things, as I was going through all of my emails that I've saved over the years, I reminded I was like, oh yeah, that happened. I didn't even remember those things had happened because I was in a situation where, you know, I've been dealing with this company for so long, and obviously 14 years later, do you remember something that happened in 2009? Of course not. But the emails, thankfully, I saved them all, and they refreshed my memory. I was like, okay, you see, now I can remember this and talk about it today. So, today we're going to have a normal level 1 podcast. I have a few things to talk about today. And then we're going to head over to my React channel, DSP Reacts, for a very relaxing day all day long. There is no gameplay, no stress. Today, it is 100% just kind of relaxing and watching the documentary by June the King and doing a react to that, and then doing my own Dark Side of Machinima react event where I'm going to go through the history I had with Machinima. It's going to be a lot of talking and a lot of telling stories. Now, today is going to be very interactive. And what I mean by that is when we get over there to DSP Reacts, you guys want to talk to me. You guys want to ask me questions about anything going on along this time. That's what it's all about. Today is a very laid-back day where we're not doing anything like I normally would do. Instead, we're doing all kinds of fun, different stuff in a long-form react. This is actually really bothering me. I don't know why. This is like, there we go. It's like bothering and nagging me that the collar of this hoodie is not staying open on that side. I don't know why. It's like, it actually is bothering me. Maybe I have like some disorder or something, because it was actually legitimately bothering me. I'm like, it's not even. I need things symmetrical, nice and crispy. No, I'm not going to do that again. Anyway. So that's today's day. Now, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, if you're interested in a relaxing day, watching this documentary and reacting, hearing stories, and things like that, by all means, join me over on DSP Reacts today. It's going to be a great day. I strongly recommend subscribe to the channel. That channel does not get flooded with a lot of content. It's just my weekly react show, DSP versus the internet. And if I do like a review once a week, every once in a while I'll do like a tier maker. Today, all the content that I stream over there today will be uploaded slowly over the week. There'll probably be like 2 parts to react to the Machinima doc. As for my Dark Side of Machinima portion of that's going to be separate, I don't know how long it'll go. But it's all going to be like 1-hour videos. And each one maybe like 1 a day. So, I mean, there you go. Nothing impressive. This is not a mayonnaise complexion. This is a marshmallow fluff complexion. That's what I call my complexion. Nice and white and sticky and fluffy and gooey. Marshmallow fluff complexion. That's what you really strive for in life. Okay. Anyway, that's today. I'm excited for today. I really am. It's going to be a more relaxing day, a more fun day. I hope that you guys will chill with me all day long over on DSP Reacts. Okay? Now, if you're looking for gameplay, this is not the place today. We're not doing that today. All right? And I apologize. In fact, this whole weekend is kind of a gameplay light weekend. That'll give you opportunity to get caught up on everything that I did do over the course of the last couple of weeks. Because we're actually coming to the culmination of a playthrough. We're actually coming to a big climax in Street Fighter. A lot to talk about today. Shall we get to it now that I've told you what we're doing today? All right. So, let's talk about the schedule for today. Well, first of all, let's talk about yesterday. Then we'll talk about the schedule for the rest of the week, and we'll go from there. So, yesterday was a little different. All right? Yesterday, we played Final Fantasy 16, and finally we're heading into the end game. And what I mean by that is we did the last few side missions. We did 2 side missions for the blacksmith, and we did a side mission for the scientist, and we did another side mission for like the botanist. And once we did all those, we did the final big upgrade. So we got a sword that's really good. We upgraded the potency of our potions and max inventory for potions. Even got a trophy for doing that. So after having done all that, basically now people are like, yeah, the only thing left to do is really the story. You could do side missions, but they're all pointless at this point. I was like, all right, so we'll probably just focus on the story. And we actually made 2 different major developments in the story yesterday, which was good to make that much progress. And I'm being told I will have 1 to 2 more major story segments after the one that I'm currently in is done. So arguably 1 to 2 more streams to beat Final Fantasy 16. Let me tell you, people are ready for it. Me too. I'm over 35 hours into the game, and that's sad that you're playing a Final Fantasy game and you're actually just dying for it to end. That's really bad. I mean, I can't even tell you. Like, when I was playing Final Fantasy 15, I wasn't dying for it to end. I wanted to do more content. I did the optional dungeons. I fought the giant Adamantoise optional boss. Like, we did all that cool stuff. This game is just like, man, I can't wait for it to end. That's sad. It really is. It's supposed to be a mainline Final Fantasy game. They're supposed to be hyped for it, be excited for it, and it's like, I just can't wait for it to be over to do other stuff. That's really, really sad. Anyway, so it'll end soon, all right? Now, last night, Street Fighter 6 was kind of bittersweet, and let me explain why it was bittersweet. It was sweet because I finally hit 5-star diamond with Blanca. I have upgraded my joystick to now have Sanwa buttons on it, so it plays a little better, I feel. I think these buttons actually are a little bit better and more accurate than the buttons that were stock that were in this joystick. I think those other buttons were a little bit too touchy. These are actually a little better. And I actually felt like I was doing stuff more consistently last night with these new buttons, which was excellent, okay? But here's what happened. I hit 5-star diamond. And what happens is when you hit 5-star diamond, you start facing master rank players. And it just felt to me like I hit the hardest brick wall in this game. Why? Because when I got to master rank, literally everyone played an ultra conservative, safe play style that, especially for a character like Blanca, doesn't seem like it's easily beatable. Like if I had a character like Luke or something like that, who he has fireball, he has great anti-air, mix-ups, great dash, drive rush combos, and things like that, I'd probably do better. But I'm playing with Blanca, and as soon as I hit this, it's like no one wants to do shit. Everyone just wants to stand neutral and press insanely high priority normals and just kind of mash buttons in the lag and beat you with their mashing jabs and stuff. Or with Ryu, just throw fireballs from mid-range. And I can't do anything about it. In this game, you can't beat the fireball from mid-screen. Especially with Blanca, he has no tools to do it. His slide's too slow. It won't come out on reaction and go under a fireball. He has no other moves that go through fireball. So all you can do is stand and block or parry, and that's it. Like, you can't get past the fireball with Blanca. You have to guess and get lucky, or they have to make a mistake. Unless I'm misreading it, because the thing is, I've watched gameplay from the top players who play Street Fighter 6, and from what I've seen, the matches they win, they don't get zoned. Like, no one's standing there trying to zone them. So I'm watching, I'm like, man. And the other thing is, you got to remember something. I'm playing the game online on Xbox. This is not me playing on PC with the least amount of input lag possible. I've got a significant amount of input lag compared to a lot of other players. So they're just standing there spamming fireball from mid-screen. I can't react to it. I'm trying, and I can't do anything, It was funny because I fought a JP. I beat a Master JP. I fought a Minot. And I remember I beat the Master Minot at least one set. So when I got characters that were not mid-range fireball spammers or super high priority normal rushdown characters, I was winning and doing pretty good and holding my own. I wasn't necessarily dominating, but at least I was getting some wins in the Master ranks. But man, as soon as I started playing that one style of character, it was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Really, I was like flabbergasted. And again, I've watched top level matches on YouTube. Here's the problem with that. You only see the matches they won. When you're watching match footage on YouTube, you're only seeing the matches they won. So guess what? That means matches where, they didn't get to mid-screen and they just got spammed by fireballs. They stayed in on a character or they mixed them up. So they got momentum going and the person never got their fireball spam going. The moment that the fireball spam starts going in any match, seems like that's the end of the match for Blanca. Right? I don't know how to get around it. So that's kind of a problem. Number one, I am having probably not as good of a connection as most people who I'm playing competitively in this game right now, because they're having way less input lag than me. And number two, they already kind of have been sitting at Master. They know easy ways to beat Blanca online, and they're just sitting there doing these easy mode strategies, and they beat me. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm trying hard. I'm like, man, I really want to beat these guys. I want to get up to Master, and I can't, And now here's the other problem, and I talked about this last night on the Daily Wrap. Once you get to 5-star Diamond, you get a chance to fight maybe 2-3 Master rank people. And if you don't beat them, then you get demoted back to 4-star Diamond, and you're back to facing online scrubs who just spam pattern shit. So now you got to adjust your whole game, really. Because when you're playing the Master level people, it's like a super high level match, and everyone's doing their safe normals and shit from mid-screen. But then all of a sudden, when you go back to the fucking 4-star Diamond, people are spamming Drive Impact again. People are just spamming special moves again. And you're like, I got to keep. It's like you're playing two different games, and it mind fucks you. It does. Because now you're playing the low-level people, you're like, okay, they're going to play smart. No, they don't. They play stupid. And they just throw out Hail Mary moves constantly, and because you're not expecting that, every single one hits you. Like, oh, come on. So here's what happened. I played for an hour. I got the 5-star Diamond. I played in 5-star Diamond for like 20 minutes and got demoted back to 4-star Diamond, right? Then I played some more, got back to 5-star Diamond. Again, same thing happened, went back to 4-star Diamond, and then it took the rest of the stream to get back to 5-star Diamond. And I was like, damn, like it was like this, And what really pisses me off is you work your ass off to get to this level, right? But then you don't get many chances. It's like, oh, okay, play 3 Master players. Oh, by the way, they just happen to be all the characters that beat Blanca's ass, like, clean. Like I said, when I fought the JP, I at least got a match off of him. When I fought the Minot, I got a match off of her. But then it's like, Ryu, Kami. Fuck. Those are all the characters that are gonna spank Blanca. That their archetypes beat Blanca. And like, god damn it. Why? Where was the rest of the cast in Master? Why did I have to play the same people? You know, I will say this. This game, sadly, is not equal for everyone. And what do I mean by that? The game has regional matchmaking. So, for example, for me, I live in the Seattle Pacific Northwest area. So when I hit Master, or when I hit 4 or 5-star Diamond and I'm playing Master players, I'm only playing people from this region. Well, it just so happens it seems like people from this region have characters that are really good against Blanca at Master rank. Maybe if I live somewhere else, there'd be characters that are more varied, right? Like, I would say Blanca's pretty good against Kimberly. Blanca's pretty good against Zangief. Blanca's pretty good against, a lot of kind of the mid-range characters. Or not mid-range, mid-tier characters. Like, he's really good against them. Only the really top tier, and then I would say probably Honda and Ryu are probably really good against Blanca. So, there's not much you could do in that situation. If I had more people who are playing other characters, more variety, but here I am in Master rank. Why did I face 3 to 4 Master Ryus in a row when Ryu dominates Blanca by just throwing fireballs, right? It's like, that sucks. So I feel like what I need to do is I essentially need to play a lot more, keep hitting 5-star Diamond, and then face these Master players. And if I can get on a tear, if I can beat like 4 or 5 of them, I'll hit Master rank myself, and then I'm probably good. Then I'll probably stay there, because once you're in Master rank, you're like, your points are way ahead, and you earn way more points for wins and stuff like that. But it's very frustrating. After putting all that work into it, just to be hit with a brick wall in the face, you know. It made me, you know, get rage filled and everything. There's nothing I can really do about that right now, okay? I'm gonna play it again, but now I don't have a chance to even play it ranked until Monday. And I was actually debating, maybe I need to take a break from Blanca. Maybe what I need to do is... Oh, really? Amplatory says once you hit Master, there's no way to rank out of Master? You just stay there forever? Oh, I didn't even know that. I thought that you can get downgraded out of Master. Apparently you can't. Once you hit it, you've earned it forever. Oh, okay. There you go. So there you go. All right. What's hilarious is idiotic people in my chat, like this guy Hot Sauce, who was already banned once, so made another account. He says, Blanca won the biggest Capcom tournament of the year so far. He can beat all the characters. Number one, that was the first tournament. That was over a month ago. CEO. At that point, no one knew tech to fight Blanca. Since CEO, everyone learned tech to fight Blanca because he won that tournament. So you're a fucking idiot. And you can enjoy your fucking ban because you want to just be contradictory to everything that I say. You've been doing it for days. So you can fuck off. You were banned once, now you're banned again. What an idiot. Like yes, because the thing, in a brand new fighting game, something that was true within the first month will be true forever. You're a moron. You don't know nothing about fighting games. Seriously, you're a fucking idiot. No, but that's what it is. That's the problem is, since Blanca was doing so well early on, okay, now a lot of people have learned the tech. It seems like at Master level, everyone knows Blanca, right? There's a reason why when you search right now for example, you know, Master Ryus, Master Kens, Master Juries, Master DJ, you'll find a million of them. And then you search for, can I find some high-level Master Blanca play? There's like 3 people. There's Mena RD, Wolfgang, and Nishikin. That's it. That's all. You can't find anyone else, you know, any Master level gameplay of Blanca anywhere on YouTube or nothing. Why? Because they're the only ones that are winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a sad fact that this, I really think that at Master level, Blanca actually isn't that good. I'd say mid-tier, because like I said, certain things seem to dominate him. He needs to mix you up with something you're not expecting, or he needs to get a lucky hit in, and that can lead to giant damage. But the other characters just have everything safe and easy and convertible to 60% combos. Seriously, like, on fight, Blanca has options. He can just stand there, he can do a Blanca ball, or he could do like a drive rush forward. The drive rush forward that I was starting to use yesterday was something that I learned from watching the top players. Nishikin and Mena both were using it. So you do a drive rush and you do standing roundhouse. If they block it, you just do light kick lightning, completely safe. If they do something, if they move forward, it stuffs them, and now you get a big-ass combo. But they could also guess, and if they guess and neutral jump, they get a giant punish combo. Guess how much damage the punish combo does in Master? About 60%. I'm fucking serious. They just neutral jump, 60% combo. It's like, what? Yeah, because in Master, everyone literally hits everything for maximum damage. They've been playing the game like crazy. They've been playing it non-stop. They've probably been in Master for a while. None of these are fresh Master players. I played people with 50, 70,000 points last night. How the fuck did they have that many points? Because they've only been playing that character since the game came out. right? So, of course, they've mastered every combo and every situation with their character. For me, I'm just getting there with Blanca, you see? For me, this has been a very tough climb. Let's put it that way. If it were me and I was, just playing it hardcore for myself and not caring about a YouTube career and not caring about variety content for you guys, I would have been master last month. Seriously. I would have just played one character and I would have been a master last month and then probably got tired of that character and started with another character. But, that's not the case. I'm operating a business. I'm putting out content for you guys. I'm trying to entertain people. And I'm trying to make it so that it's not boring. If I literally just played Blanca from day one, I would have had master around the time that Maynard ran one CEO. Because I would have just used the one character. I've used 12 characters out of the 19, right? I've done numerous nights where I'm doing variety stuff, So, not much I can really do about it. Besides, keep trying. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to let last night deter me. Just to give you a perspective, because, of course, all my wins and losses are tracked, right? So, last night, I started at 4-star diamond. I ended at 5-star diamond. I had 31 wins and 35 losses, 47% win rate. That's terrible to me. Now, someone might say, well, that's not that bad. It's close. Nah, to me, that's terrible. To me, that's that really pisses me off that I had a bad night like that, especially with a character that I know I'm good with. I was doing stuff last night I'd never done before with Blanca. Like I said, those drive rush combos and stuff. I have this new combo where you juggle with standing roundhouse into a Blanca ball, and if you have level 3, you cancel into level 3. It does insane damage. It's really great. I was like, wow, I learned that from watching videos. So, I'm doing that stuff, but it, just wasn't enough. As soon as I hit master, it was just like the spankings began. And I'm like, damn, unless I get to play with master players a lot, I'm never going to learn. But you don't get a lot of time to, because you get demoted. And then you're like, fuck, now I got to climb my way back up playing the scrubs again. It's frustrating, man. So, don't worry. I will not let this deter me. I promise you, at least one time more this week, I will play with Blanca. I don't know if it's Monday or Wednesday yet. I'm thinking about it, because I'm thinking I do want to maybe take a break to do a little bit different variety and then get back to him later in the week. We'll see. And go from there, okay? So, we'll see. But again, that to me, that's disappointing. Like, I look at last night as, like, the success was that I hit 5-star diamond, and looks like I could consistently get back there. It's not an issue. But the fact that as soon as I hit master, I had very limited success. Like I said, I think I only won 2 matches out of all the matches I played in master. That makes me feel like shit. Like, damn. Like, I really haven't been playing the game yet. I've been playing shitty scrubs, and now I have to learn the real game at high level, which is going to be a pain in the ass because I don't get to play the master players enough, So, I guess we'll see. All right, so that was yesterday. Today, as you know, it's the Machinima React event. That's all day long over on DSP Reacts after this podcast ends, all right? Then tomorrow, it is my weekly clips show, DSP versus the internet, over on DSP Reacts. If you're a channel member on DSP Reacts, now is your last chance to nominate videos for this event. You absolutely must do so right away. If you don't, you're going to run out of time. So I'm warning you ahead of time. Please head over there and please nominate your videos if you haven't yet. By the end of tonight, they must be nominated because I'm making the playlist tonight. Okay? So tomorrow, it's the clip show. And then tomorrow night, here on DSP Gaming, it is my community night in Street Fighter 6, where we're going to have community members, viewers come in and play against me, and I'll use a variety of characters, and it should be fun. Okay? Then on Monday, it is Street Fighter 6 ranked on the first stream, but what do I want to do? I'm leaning towards maybe Zangief, because I haven't used him now in about 2 weeks, and the last time I used him, I did really well. Remember, I ranked him up like 2 levels in Diamond, and I feel like if I stick with it, I'll probably do really well with him again. And actually, there's a lot of Zangief tech on the internet. You want to know why there's a lot of Zangief tech on the internet? Because Zangief is a low-tier character. So to see people actually do well with him and beat top-tier characters with him, people are very impressed. So his videos, there's a ton of them, and there's a lot of videos with high views of Zangief high-level play on YouTube. So there's a lot there to watch and try to absorb. So I'm thinking maybe I'll do that Monday. I'll think about it. I mean, of course, give me your feedback. I want your feedback. What do you want to see? But I'm leaning towards doing a more variety stream on Monday. Okay, Monday night, GTA 5, the anniversary run. Okay, Tuesday, end game content of Final Fantasy 16. I don't think we'll beat the game, but I think we'll get close, and probably one more stream and we'll probably beat it. Tuesday night, more GTA 5 anniversary run. And then Wednesday, my final Street Fighter 6 stream for the week. Probably that'll be Blanca, I'm thinking, to try to get him to master again. We'll see. And then Wednesday night, more GTA 5 anniversary run, and that's the streaming week, because Thursday's my day off, okay? So that's what I'm planning for, and I hope that this sounds good to you. Good variety there, and, you know, I'm excited to do today. Today's more relaxed. I really needed a relaxed. After last night, I'll be honest, last night really, like, tilted me, because I was so upset that I finally got to master, and then it was just like, damn, like, where am I? Why are these people not doing anything? They're just standing there mashing buttons, and it beats everything, you know? That is frustrating, because, again, I've been around the block, and last night, when I played Street Fighter 6, what it reminded me of was getting high-level play in a game like Capcom vs. SNK 2. Capcom vs. SNK 2 is a great game to play casually, but once you hit high levels, okay, the whole game changes. First of all, there's certain characters that literally can just walk forward and keep pressing normals, and they're so high priority, you can't ever stop them. I'm serious. There's characters that go hit, 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 hit. You can't do shit. You just have to block. The only characters who can beat that are characters who have like a perfect reversal Shoryuken, who has invincibility, and there's not that many. So a lot of characters in CVS 2 just lock you down. Hit, hit, normal, 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 normal. And you can't do jack diddly, all right? Now, in addition, CVS 2 has a technique called the roll cancel. It's a glitch that pro players use that's allowed in tournaments. Basically what it is the game has a roll. When you press 2 buttons, you roll forward through a move. It's supposed to get you through fireballs and be able to punish your enemy. And you get temporarily invincibility when you do it. But there's recovery after it where basically you can get knocked out of it if it's not well timed. Well, people found a way that you can do a special move and do a roll in the middle of the special move and it becomes invincible. So they do this all the time, and the entire game is broken invincible moves back to back. The game is pretty broken in that regard. So when you were playing CVS 2 at like mid-level, it's fun as shit. Then you get to high level and you're like, oh my god, like what is going on? Here's someone, they can't do shit. Just, okay, so I must block the whole fucking round. I literally can't do anything because the person's locked me down with this normal. I can't do shit. And then, okay, let me do a move. Oops, they're invincible. They go right through it. Huh? Let me try that again. Oh, I'm invincible. I go right through your move. What? That's CVS 2 in a nutshell. And it's like, damn, I just played Street Fighter 5 last night, and that's what it felt like to me. It felt to me like, basically, you get to this master level, and people have just figured out, here's exactly what's perfectly safe, what's easy to do, and, by the way, here's my perfect execution because I've been playing at master rank for like a month, and I'm on PC, so I have less input delay than you, so it's like you're playing, everything is against you. Like, everything, every circumstance, every single thing is stacked against your favor here when you get to master level. And that, it really defeated me. It made me feel like shit. It did. I was like, damn. I feel like maybe, you know, up to now it's just been child's play. And now it's going to be, like, so hard to get to master rank with Blanca. And I was saying it last night. I feel like if I used a different character, a character that has a fireball, a character that has these safe mid-range normals that can rush down, I'd probably do better. Like Luke, I think if I play more with Luke, I'll probably do much better. I bet I could get Master Luke better than, or easier than Blanca. Because I was thinking last night, I think all the characters I fought last night, everything I could have done was safe from mid-range with Luke too. The fireballs or drive rush mix-ups and stuff, that's all safe shit. None of the stuff I was doing with Blanca that is really safe that leads to anything good. You know what I mean? So anyway, it is what it is. We'll see more. We'll see more about this later this week, what I want to do. But like I said, I'm not being deflated. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to stick with it. I want to get Master Blanca. Even as time-consuming, as frustrating, as stressful as it's going to be, I'm going to keep sticking with it. Here's another funny part about it, too. Literally, I could play again Monday or Wednesday and fight all different people. Because remember, when I was playing last night, that's a certain group of regional people that it keeps matching me with here from the Pacific Northwest. If I played during the day on another day, I might play completely different people, and these are the people who I can beat. Because maybe they're not as good, or it's character matchups that are easier for Blanca, you know? So, yeah, I guess we'll see, all right? Okay, anyway, enough about that baloney. I'm trying to think if there's any news that I wanted to talk about today. Let me just take a quick look. I don't remember if I screen capped any news for today. I don't really think I did, but... No, this is all yesterday's news. So, no, there was no new news stories for today to cover. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to do very brief shout-outs because I literally have one contribution this morning. That's it. And And then we're gonna do Q&A, open Q&A until we swap over to the Machinima event. All right. Now, guys, here's the deal. Much like when I do my regular React days, this is all I'm doing today. This podcast, and then we're switching over to DSP Reacts for the Machinima event all day. That's my day. All right. Contributions today will be greatly appreciated. Remember, this is essentially the equivalent of 2 regular gameplay streams. So, you know, do we have a tips goal? We do. But this is a goal that's kind of representative of 2 different streams. So it'd be great to get some support in that regard. Same thing with memberships. Hey, you want to do memberships right now? Great. Or you could wait till we're on DSP Reacts. Either one helps. You know, the React channel, people who get memberships there get to actually nominate clips for the clip show. So maybe over there it'd be a little bit more helpful because more people would be able to nominate stuff. I don't know. And wherever you want to support, I'm very appreciative, okay? But it carries over. So any super chats right now, any tips right now, carry over to the stream over on DSP Reacts. It's not like this gets reset. All this, the only thing that'll get reset is the members, because obviously 2 different member groupings on the 2 different channels. But outside of that, everything else will carry over, okay? Mr. Puzzles, I know what we're getting for our meal for dinner. I kind of don't want to spoil. By the way, it's really not anything super special. It's something that's, we're gonna actually order from a chain today. We're actually gonna order food from a chain restaurant that we haven't had in a million years. Like, I can't even remember the last time my wife and I ordered from this place. Or ate there either. Like, I'm thinking about it. I mean, eating there, I'm not even kidding, might have been like pre-pandemic. It's been so long since we've been there, all right? So we're going to order some food, and it's going to come around dinner time. For us, dinner time is around 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. We wanted to order ahead. For some reason, the restaurant won't take a scheduled order, which is really stupid. Like, I wanted to order now and have it delivered at 4:30, and they're like, oh, we could only do scheduled orders for a day away. What? So now I got to wait, and what I got to probably do is around like 3:30, I got to take a break so my wife and I could go order our food and then come back and stream for another hour. As dumb as that sounds, I don't know why they're doing that, but pretty stupid. Anyway, so yeah, we will be ordering food. There will be a meal, but outside of that, it's going to be me reacting to, well, first I'm going to do an intro video explaining Machinima and my history with Machinima and why I'm doing the event and stuff like that. That'll be a shorter video, probably like 20 minutes of me doing a little bit of intro explanation. Then we're going to react to the June the King documentary. Then we're going to do my own react stuff, which is me telling my stories about Machinima with emails and receipts and stuff like that. Tell you all these different stories and things, okay? And I got some stuff to show you, and we'll go from there. It should be a good time, okay? All right, so guys, that's it. I literally got one shout out from Ian, who did a $2 super chat. He says, Master Blanca players use bombs and you don't, period. I don't even know what that means. I really have no idea what you're talking about, Ian. What does that mean? They use bombs and I don't. Bombs of what? Right? What does that mean? I don't know. Thanks, Ian, for the super chat, but you lost me. All right, well, guys, we got a lot of Q&A for today, I guess. Right? Because I got through everything I wanted to talk about. So let's see what you guys are talking about. Well, I play Armored Core on release. I have no idea. The game doesn't look too interesting to me. I don't really care about mech combat games, but if people want it, maybe I'll play it. I guess we'll see what happens at the end of August where we're at. No Sleep Real Vibe says, will you ever play Dalsim again? Consistently. I think he's challenging and fun to use with combos. Knowing you love challenge. Maybe. The way I see it is, again, I wanted to focus on basically getting the characters that I feel like I did really well with up higher rank. So that would be like Blanca, Luke, Dalsim. No, excuse me. Blanca, Luke, Zangief, Lily, and probably now Rashid. So those are the ones I kind of wanted to focus on. Would I like to play Dalsim? Yeah, I like the character. But I feel like that's a really big uphill climb. And you need a lot of matchup knowledge that I don't have. So, I don't know. Maybe I would eventually. I don't know about now, though. JDTV says, I just subbed to DSP Reacts, but now I have to wait 24 hours to chat. Yes, just like this channel. My React channel is a sub-only mode channel where you must be subbed for 24 hours to talk. I'm sorry if you haven't subbed yet and you just subbed and now you can't talk today. Sub today. Because there's a lot of stuff coming up. Just to give you an example, in the month of August, there's going to be 2 special React events. The first is going to be my Project 7 React, where we're going to watch all the Project 7 episodes, and I'm going to do live commentary. I'm actually going to add supplemental stuff to give you background info about that show. And also, now we can add in a lot more perspective because I reacted to the John and Howard video last year that they made about me, which talked all about Project 7. So now we can add in that information and perspective too, right? So that's going to be, and plus I'm going to do a tier maker during that event, ranking all of the games that have been 1 or 2 in my countdowns every year for Game of the Year, and rank them today and see what games have stood the test of time and which games suck. So that's going to be a React event coming up in a couple of weeks. And then there's going to be another React event near the end of August. And this is going to be the big 15-year anniversary retrospective where you guys are going to nominate your favorite moments and videos from over the last 15 years that I made. And we're going to watch them in a marathon retrospective event. So you're going to want to be able to talk during those events. So if you are not subscribed to DSP Reacts, head over to DSP Reacts right now and subscribe to the channel so that you can talk during those upcoming events. Okay? Cool. Okay. Congrats, Tito, man. He says he got his first platinum ever on Yakuza 0. Paul says, do you think Street Fighter 6 coverage will be better if you focus on your top 3 characters twice a week? Maybe. I don't know. This is the question I propose to you guys. Do you want to see more Blanca and just focus on that? Do you want to see me focus on only 2 or 3 characters? Do you want to see me continue to play new characters? The thing you got to understand is if I take time out to start all over again with a new character, that's going to set me back with any progress with the others. You understand? I think right now my top character is Blanca. My second best character is probably Luke, no lie. Then it's probably a tie between like Zangief and Lily, and then Rashid is right under them. Like those are the characters that I feel like I'm pretty decent with right now. Okay? Outside of that, everyone else is kind of bottom. Even my Marisa, I don't think she's good anymore. I haven't played with her seriously in so long. So if you wanted to see me invest time in another character, that's just going to set back progress with the other characters that I'm already doing good with. You see? So, you know, really, the answer is, what do you guys want? You're the ones who watch. You're the ones who support. You're the ones who are keeping me going here, right? So, there you go. There's no way I could read your name. Vishy Swiss? How on earth do you say your name? It says, what are the 2 rewards today? How am I going to possibly wear a vest with this on? Well, there's some options. Option number 1 is we don't do a vest, but we do hat swaps. If you guys want to see different hats at different tips levels. Number 2 could be, hold on. Excuse me. I take this off eventually at one point, and then I put on a vest over my white t-shirt, because I'm only wearing a white undershirt. That's all this is. So we can do that. Or number 3, I could try wearing a vest over this, but I don't know how on earth this would look. It would probably look like shit. You're right. Wearing a vest over this, what's the point? I'll be blocking the Machinima logo and everything. It's up to you. I don't care. But of course, this all hinges on the fact that I raise that much tips. I don't even know if I'm going to today. I don't know what's going on. We have no tips yet. You know, there's no guarantee of any kind of level of support on any stream. So, you know, I'm not getting ahead of myself till we get to the point where that's a concern. You see? What's up, Juan David? No, I've never ridden on a mammoth, Willow. Mammoths are extinct. You can't ride on one. Kneeball Man says, "Have my wife and I watched anything good recently?" My wife and I have been watching reality TV stuff. Like I said, some cooking shows and House Hunters and stuff like that. Nothing too special. You know what I started watching? Get this. They have rebooted, after 34 years, Takechi's Castle. Do you know what that is? Well, do you ever see MXC, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge? So that is the Americanized version of Takechi's Castle. It's a reality show it's a Japanese game show, physical challenge game show, where the Japanese people have to do crazy physical things, like run across a pond of floating stones, go through these crazy giant things moving at the swing and do stuff. So, you know, I guess that you could say the American equivalent would be something like Ninja Warrior or whatever it's called, but it's really different. It's like it's more of a comedy show as well as that. Now, it used to be on Spike TV. Remember Spike TV? I don't even know if they exist anymore. But now the show has been rebooted 35 or 34 years later, and they have the original cast members are back, and they have all the people. They have people like, yeah, I'm like the grandson of the guy who was on the show in the 1980s, and I'm back to try to win. It's funny as shit. It's so entertaining. It's so fun because there's like sketches they do that are stupid, but then they have people who commentate over. They're like, why are we doing that sketch? The sketch is so dumb. It was good, man. It's a really good show. It's cool to see that there was so much love for the show, not only in Japan, but worldwide when it got dubbed in English as MXC, that then there's this desire to bring the show back, and it came back, and it looks really good. Like, I'm actually really enjoying it. So, there's only 1 season of it, though. So, if it's successful, maybe they'll bring it back. But I'm watching that right now. I think I'm on, like, episode 4 now. It's really fun. Alright, Jade, I'll see you over there. See you on the React channel. Sounds good. It's closer to Wipeout than American Ninja Warrior. There you go. Wipeout, right? See, in Japan, they have the same thing, too. In Japan, they have something called Sasuke, and Sasuke is the equivalent of American Ninja Warrior. So, it's funny because they have, oh, here's the people who won the Sasuke show, and they're here to take on the obstacle course, and then they just lose immediately. They're like, done. Like, damn, this is way more challenging than any other show. There's actually things no one won. There's actually 2 or 3 so far on the show, challenges. Nobody won them. No one could get through them. So all they do is they say, all right, we're going to give you a second chance. And they have like a second chance game to come back in because no one could beat the thing. No one could beat the challenges. It was that tough. Joey Scoops just did a super chat and asked, what's your favorite Bethesda game? Are you excited for Starfield? Oh, man, that's a tough question. Probably my favorite Elder Scrolls is Skyrim, but I haven't played that many of them. Okay. My favorite Fallout game, that's a hard question. Because when you think about all the different Fallout games, I mean, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, all have really awesome things about them that I love. So it's hard for me to point the finger and say, that's the best one. And I also haven't played Fallout 3 and 4 in a long time. So that's a tough question, actually. Plus, Bethesda made other games, too, outside of that I've played that probably I'm not coming to mind right now. Am I excited for Starfield? You know I am. In fact, I would actually say right now, Starfield is the most hyped game I am for the fall. Why? Because I think we all just want to know if it's good. At this point, the game's been hyped for multiple years. The game has a lot hinging on it because it's an Xbox big release, and if it ends up sucking, basically now Xbox has had like a ridiculous amount of exclusives that suck ass, and they really have nothing going for them. So you have to hope this is going to be like a really big... Oh, Jade, you're not going to go to the React channel? Is that what you were saying? You're not interested in the React today? All right, I'll see you tomorrow then, right? That's cool. If you're not interested in the React stuff, I'll see you for tomorrow for gameplay. Anyway, yeah, I think just a lot hinges on Starfield being good. I think we're also curious about if it will be good. So, I feel like, well, we're in a situation where even if it sucks, it'll be entertaining, right? So, I want to play that a lot. Starfield. Oh, let's see here. JDTV says, I won over $1,000 on an online slot in a casino a few days ago. Oh, that's cool. Good for you. Congrats. I've literally never done any, like, online casino stuff. I know it's prominent. I know there's slots, there's poker, there's blackjack, there's all that shit. I never dabbled in any of it. I knew people who used to. People who that was their job to play, like, online poker. Pretty crazy. Oh, I didn't have an overall favorite TV show growing up. It was generational. Every few years, I would swap over to the next big pop culture cartoon or whatever. I do think the buttons that I ordered are better, Dap Hands. These are Sanwa buttons. Sanwa is the company that I always used to use for competitive buttons back in the day for any joystick. I always got Sanwa buttons. There's like 3 or 4 major companies that make them. There's Sanwa, there's Sumitsu, there's the ones that came with this joystick, which I don't remember the name. And there's another one. There's like 4 companies, but Sanwa was the one I always used back in the day. So immediately when I started playing last night, I was like, it's feeling more at home now with these buttons. And I'm actually excited to play again with them with a different character outside of Blanca too. Those are called Hayabusa. Wizard Eye says the ones that came with the joystick were called Hayabusa buttons. I'd never used buttons like that before. Hayabusa. When will I play Stardew Valley? I have no clue. I didn't even know we were talking about that. Oh, I know. JDTV, I know all about the Crew Motor Fest. We watched the preview of it in Summer Games Fest. It's literally a carbon copy of Forza Horizon series. It's exactly the same. If it ends up being on Game Pass, I'll consider it. I don't think I'm going to buy it, though. What I would do, I would consider it if it's on Game Pass. Again, guys, I literally just told you I don't know if I'm doing Armored Core or not. There doesn't seem to be much demand or hype around it with my audience. You know, like, it's a game that's completely different from anything I usually play. It's not a comfort zone game that I would play. I don't know anything about mech combat games. Everyone says it's really hard. So an incredibly difficult game in a genre that I've never really dabbled in or played, and people aren't even sold if it's going to be entertaining, right? Like, I haven't had many people ask me for it. So, Again, because it's end of August, right? So it's kind of a maybe for me. It's a maybe so, maybe not. Let's see what's going on at end of August with my anniversary stuff, with the other playthroughs I'm doing. Let's see how we're going. Like, I'm curious, how far in GTA will I be at that point, right? Will I maybe have gone back to Elden Ring at that point? We'll judge based on those kind of factors. So. Yes, I played DDR as well as many Bomani games in arcades when I was younger. Absolutely, I did. I was totally part of that fad and that movement. The first one I ever played was called Guitar Freaks, which was a guitar that it was like Guitar Hero before Guitar Hero existed, where you play different songs. And then after that, I saw a drum game, but I never played the drum one. But you know, the one that was big was the DJ game. There was a DJ game that everyone played. I can't remember what it was called, like Rhythmania or something. I don't remember. But a lot of people played that. I played it a few times. But then DDR came out. When DDR came out, oh my god. So you had DDR, and then there was like 4 different spin-off games as well. And I played a bunch of them. I did. I was physically fit back then, and I was able to play those games. I would sweat like crazy, going to the arcades, dancing around, sweating like crazy, dancing on those things. Yep. I was into it. Tob says, I'd rather see you play Sea of Stars instead of Armored Core because you'll get frustrated with Armored Core. Sea of Stars is a new game that's a throwback retro-style RPG that everyone says is going to play very similar to Chrono Trigger. I love Chrono Trigger. So, I mean, that sounds right up my alley. If it really does play like Chrono Trigger, that sounds like something that I probably really enjoy, right? Really? You can hear me shaking my leg? You hear a ticking sound? Right now, do you hear? I'm shaking it right now. Do you hear it? I don't hear anything. Do you hear anything right now? No. Okay. I wonder if it was this. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe, but that was this. Sorry. No, I'm not playing AEW Fight Forever. I don't care about AEW. I don't care about Fight Forever. You guys have asked me that question 700 times. If I didn't buy the WWE game this year, why am I going to buy the game from the competing company with the game obviously has less of a budget, a bunch of wrestlers I never fucking heard of, and I don't care about? I've answered the question so many times at this point. I think you guys are like pulling my leg at this point if you think I'm going to play it. Yes, I've seen the movie Grandma's Boy. I remember the show Alias. I never watched it. I remember hearing about it and seeing ads for it. Alias sounds familiar, but I've never watched the show myself. Yes, I've seen Child's Play 1 and 2, the movies. I have. Jane says, I'd love to see you play Luke, Geef, Ryu, or Rashid. I don't know if Ryu's my style in Street Fighter 6. He's kind of different. I don't know. It just seems like he's a mid-range character with a lot of fireball spam, and every once in a while you play it safe. So it's I find it boring. Characters who play it safe constantly are so boring, you know? At least with characters that I've been playing with, you know, they're risk but reward, and if you get that big reward, it's exhilarating. Rather than I play safe pattern, I always do same thing every match, and then I hit you for 60% combo because one hit connects. Boring. That's just boring. I hate that shit. I've never liked games where that was what the gameplay was like, and that's some of these characters are just like that. I think Ryu's one of them. He's just a boring character. That's just my personal take, though. Have I watched BattleBots before? Oh, I know of it. I don't remember if I ever watched it. That's where the 2 bots that are combat bots fight in an arena, right? Like a cage arena. I think I've seen that before. Back in the day, probably like Spike TV or whatever. No, I've never ridden on a snowboard. JDTV, yeah, we talked about that last week, the whole Diablo 4 update, but I don't care. I'm not going to be playing Diablo 4 anymore, I don't think. Spectre, I would say Final Fantasy 16 is certainly the most disappointing game of recent memory. As for the year, I don't know. You know, we're in July. I don't remember what the games were earlier this year. I know there were some big disappointments in bombs, so... No, I'm not playing Gollum. You can stop asking that silly question. Oh, they had another talk? JDTV, I don't care. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care about Diablo 4 anymore. We played through the story. That's probably the extent of the most I'm ever going to do with that game. I don't think I'm ever going to really care about much more in that game ever again. So, I don't really care about what they're doing with their developer talks and shit. Like, I wasn't really interested in the whole idea of a season 1 anyway. So... Am I more excited for Spider-Man 2 or Alan Wake 2? Nah. I'm probably tied because, Spider-Man 2 is going to be a good game. Spider-Man 1 was a great game. This is going to be better with better graphics and everything and more content. 2 Spider-Man to switch between is going to be neat. You get the symbiote plot line tossed in there with other stuff going on. It's going to be a good game. It's just going to be fun as shit. I know. But then you've got Alan Wake 2, and this is like the wild card. Because Alan Wake 1, for its time, was an interesting and unique game, but even then, replaying it now, you realize the game had a lot of shortcomings, and it wasn't as good as maybe you remember. I played the remastered version 2-3 years ago. I didn't love it. I thought it was just all right. But now they're turning it into like a hardcore horror game with gore and all kinds of crazy shit, and you gotta wonder how much different it's gonna be. I don't know. The thing is, like, Spider-Man is the solid bet. It's gonna be good, so I'm dying to play it. But then you got Alan Wake 2, which, like, I'm just curious what it's gonna be. So I want to play it for that, on those grounds. Not because I know it's going to be good, but because I'm curious what it's actually going to be now that they're changing up the formula of what it will be, you see? Yes, when I was a kid, I loved Legends of the Hidden Temple on Nickelodeon. I watched it. Am I satisfied with the purchase of the Ultimate Edition of Street Fighter 6? Well, I'm going to get all the DLC characters, and you get both of their outfits, which is cool. That's nice. But I do feel like the tickets they gave you are worthless. Like, the tickets they give you are so low value that you can't really buy anything with them. I think I bought like 1 or 2 outfits and I'm almost out of tickets. It's like, why'd they do that? I ended up having to buy more coins to buy the outfits that I wanted for certain characters. So I do feel like it was kind of a trick, because when everyone bought that Ultimate Edition, they thought that the tickets were going to be really valuable and you'll be able to get a lot of shit, and you can get like nothing with them. So I do feel like the tickets are a trick. But if you're looking to get all 4 DLC characters, then yeah, the Ultimate Edition is good, because you get all the new outfits for them without having to earn them, which is really nice. Once again, I always answer the same way. Yes, maybe one day I'll try modern controls for Street Fighter 6. But right now, I don't have enough time now to play Street Fighter 6 with classic controls, with the characters I like, to get good. You understand? If I don't have enough time now to just do that, then how am I going to have time to take out to do modern controls of Street Fighter 6 and start over and try to learn? Like, listen, guys, I wish I could clone myself. I wish there were 4 of me. Because there would be one Phil who only plays Street Fighter 6 with modern controls. There'd be one Phil who only plays Street Fighter 6 with classic controls. There'd be one Phil that plays everything else out there that's not Street Fighter 6. And then there'd be a Phil just to do React content. 4 Phils. There would need to be 4 Phils to do the kind of content you guys want from me. Because people always pull me in a million directions at once, you know? I still haven't had time to go back and do World Tour mode significantly in Street Fighter 6. I feel like we're getting there. We'll get to that point. But I still haven't had a chance to yet, right? I mean, I think we're like 9 hours into it, and it's a 20-hour playthrough, and I put it on hiatus. If you didn't notice, we didn't play it last week, and we're not playing it this week again. It's on hiatus again until we beat Final Fantasy 16, and maybe then we'll have some nights that we can start doing it again, you see? So, I wish I could do all these things, but I can't. I don't have time for all of it. Jex Gaming suggests do game trailer reactions on my React channel. You guys, I should say this, you guys do realize you suggest the videos I react to, right? That's the point of the Weekly Clips React show, is that if people nominated game trailers, I would react to them every week. Really. But people need to nominate them. Like, that's the point of the show, is that you pick the things you think are interesting, you nominate them, and then I'll react to them. So if you think that reacting to game trailers is a good idea, then become a member and nominate game trailers. There you go. That's how it works. What price do I think Final Fantasy 16 is worth getting at? It's a subjective question. You know, the game does have content. The question is, do you find the content entertaining? Most of it I don't. Being honest, most of it I do not find entertaining. The main story elements with action-based parts are kind of decent, but the gameplay, when it comes to the combat, is incredibly boring, repetitive, and just kind of a waste of time. Very easy. I think the icon fights are fun, but there's not that many of them in the game. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough question. Are you someone who's looking for a game where you're going to do every little piece of side content and absorb all the lore of the world? You'll probably play it for 80 hours, in which case it's probably worth 60, 70 bucks, right? If you're someone who's bored to tears of most of the stuff in the game like me, it's probably worth like 30 bucks, right? So it's a subjective question. So there you go. Nothing Impressive says, well, wait a minute. How would you split your schedule up with the 3 Phil clones? Which Phil gets to spend time with the family? Which one has to play Final Fantasy or Zelda? There you go. I need 5 Phil. Excuse me. There has to be 5 Phils. 1 Phil just does Modern Control Street Fighter 6 full time. 1 Phil does Classic Control Street Fighter 6 full time. 1 Phil plays all the games that aren't Street Fighter 6 full time. 1 Phil does React content full time. And 1 Phil is the family man who spends time with the family, does all his duties and chores and things around here. You know, I need 5 Phils in order to do everything. So there you go. Oh, man. Drew says, be careful. The movie Multiplicity with Michael Keaton teaches you your clones get jealous of what the others are doing. I remember that movie. People thought it was groundbreaking to have the same actor on screen at the same time. That was new technology at the time, to have more than one of the same person on on screen. Back then, it was like groundbreaking. I don't know anything about a mantis shrimp video. No, I don't know what you're talking about, Tub Tubs. Nope. Nope. No, I'm never going to smoke pot again. I don't like smoking, as I've told you guys many times. You know what's funny? Okay. So remember you guys, over the years, I told you guys I hate smoking. And you guys are like, yeah, but you live in Washington State where everything is legal. So why don't you get some edibles, right? A funny thing, I actually saw Snoop Dogg, who's the master of pot. Let's be honest here. He's the hydroponic wizard. All right? He commented on this. And his comment, did you hear his comments on edibles? He goes, he stays away from and does not eat edibles. And when the interview said, why? He says, because edibles just don't have an off switch. He goes, when you're smoking pot, you smoke as much as you need to get high, and then you stop, and you enjoy the buzz, and you're done. He says, edibles have a tendency to hit randomly. So you could eat a brownie, an edible brownie, and feel nothing. And then the next day you can eat an edible brownie, and you're high off your ass for 48 hours, and there's nothing you can do about it. That they're basically completely unpredictable. And because of that, he hates them. He's like, listen, I got a life. I mean, I like to smoke, but I got a life. I can just be fucking on my ass for 48 hours. I got shit to do. So I can't just fucking eat edibles anymore. He doesn't eat them. He stays away. And he's the king of pot, right? And he stays away from edibles. So I'm glad I didn't listen to you guys and be high off my ass for 2 days eating an edible, right? JJNS says a couple times I tried it, that seemed to be true. See? I listen to the experts. I know Snoop Dogg is the expert. I listen to him. I cherish his input when it comes to weed. So I'm staying away. Willie Nelson is the king of pot? I guess. Who is it that we just watched a react video? The musician who... It wasn't Willie Nelson. It was someone else, right? Who said he had to deal with the devil. Was it Bob Dylan? It was Bob Dylan, right? Bob Dylan says he had to deal with the devil. in order to become popular. He doesn't know how he wrote the songs he wrote. He doesn't remember how he did it because it was a deal with the devil. Okay. It's interesting. Have I ever been to a factory? Yes. I actually went on a tour of the Miller factory and bottling plant in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I did. I went there and I saw the tour. It was fascinating. It smelled horrible, though. Do I like Cheech and Chong? I've seen a couple of their movies. I thought they were entertaining. But I've only seen them like once or twice. Cheech and Chong was before my time. Cheech and Chong was like 70s and early 80s popularity. You know, I didn't really see much of the stuff because it was behind my generation. You see? Am I going to shave before the event today? What? Am I going to shave before the event today? What? Why? Why would I? You're very confusing. No, but I do need to smear some marshmallow fluff on my face to get that nice, smooth, crispy complexion before we start. I will do that. Do I have an update about the June the King documentary on me? All I know is that he's working on it, and he thinks it's going to be like the biggest documentary he's ever done because he's going to do insane amounts of research, supposedly. And because of that, that's why he's doing like shorter videos. If you haven't noticed, the last few videos he's done on his channel were much shorter. Like the Machinima one's 40 minutes. He just did one on Bam Margera that's like about an hour or 10 minutes. But I guess he's going to be thorough, at least from what I'm to understand. Like, he wants to start from the beginning, early days of YouTube, all the way. Like, he wants to make the big cumulative documentary. You know, I don't even know how long it's going to be. I wonder. I don't know. But anyway, you know, depending on how it goes, depending on when it releases, depending on how well it's received, you know, likely I would do a big react to it and then, you know, follow up with him, right? Depending on how it goes, but it depends on how it goes. You know, right now he's been working on it like slowly all year. And I think like he feels like it's going to be such a giant encompassing thing, right? All the bullshit and nonsense I've been through over the years, all the nonsensical controversies and shit to cover, right? But the thing is, see, for me, it's kind of like I've covered a lot of it already. Like when I did the Frederick Knudsen documentary, Down the Rabbit Hole, and shit like that, and answering the ridiculously dumb questions from the interview earlier with the fucking side-scroller guys. Like, I've already kind of done it all. So to me, like, to react to it, it's kind of like I'm just going to be reiterating the same shit I've already said. So I don't know how much more I can add, you know. Also, here's the thing. Like, I know for a fact he wants to do it right. Like, he's just going to do it himself. So here's the difference between someone who's trying to get the facts straight and someone who's literally just trying to cause drama, okay? He has outright said he doesn't want outside influence from anybody, okay? So he's going to gather all the information on his own time. He's going to do the research, and he's going to do a really good documentary based on all the research and all the facts out there that he finds, which means there's probably going to be a lot of negative stuff, but there'll probably be some positive stuff. It's going to be that he doesn't want to be influenced. So he's not going to be doing an in-depth interview with me until it's over. When he makes the documentary and it's out there based on the facts, right, that he finds, then he'll probably want to talk to me after the fact. He doesn't want to be influenced. Because here's the thing. Here's the truth. If he went and he talked to all of my haters right now and interviewed all of them, he'd probably be heavily influenced by them. If he interviewed or talked to me right now, he'd probably be heavily influenced by me. So you're going to have two skewed perspectives. He wants to have a neutral perspective, which is actually the exact way you should go about it, which is the insanely flawed way that side scrollers did their interview. They literally spent 3 weeks interviewing my haters, watching hater documentaries, watching hater videos, and literally did zero research to the facts behind anything positive about me. They only focused on the negative and only talked to the people who were there to be drama queens on YouTube to make money off my name. They only went to one side on purpose. What happened was they had an interview that only talked about a bunch of dramatic shit, literally covered nothing positive whatsoever about me, zero. And then they took that momentum with all my haters to make a bunch of money. It's fucked up. That's not an objective interview. That's, let's only focus on the negative shit so that way we can now have follow-up content for, you know, weeks on end and make tons of money. And that's exactly what they did. All right? So that's the cool thing about it is someone like June is probably going to go out of his way to get all the facts and just report them. I don't think he's going to be sitting here. I mean, there's a lot of shit out there that I've done that's really bad, and we know that. But I don't think he's going to outright say, oh, by the way, here's a bunch of things that are all fact. He's not going to pull a Sunny V2. Sunny V2 literally just takes shit from hater circles and says it's all true, even though none of it is. He just said, well, it's true. No, it's not. There's no facts of anything. If you had reported it and said it's speculation and it's conspiracy, but, you know, everyone seems to believe it, that's one thing. But to say it's a fact is a lie. And that's what someone like Sunny V2 has done. He's a scumbag. That's why I'm not watching his videos on my React channel. I absolutely refuse. But June won't do that. He's going to find fact and he's going to report the facts. All right? He is. If he says, hey, this is what everyone believes about Phil, he's going to say, this is what everyone believes about Phil. This is not going to say, this is factually true. You see the difference? That's the difference. When you watch these documentaries that we've watched that he's done on Wings and he's done on everyone, he's just reporting facts. Right? It's literally just facts. Everything we've watched is a fact, right? So there you go. So, but I think that it's going to end up being, you know, the thing is, if he really covers my entire history, 15 years, I mean, you got the whole first 10 years that I've already covered. And I don't think there's much to really say about that. I've already fessed up to all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? See, here's the thing. Eshel says, I bet money June will have a negative take overall and we'll talk about drama. Of course he's going to talk about drama. That's what everyone talks about me on the internet. That's the point. No. The point is he's going to cover the drama. Again, here's the difference. Here's the difference. All right? Saying it's true, it's outright fact, versus just reporting the drama that's out there, right? If you take a look at how he covered Guy Wings, right? He's very fairly covered it with the things that he said and done. He said this could possibly be true. It's something that people said. He didn't say outright, oh, this is absolutely 100% true, because that's a lie. That's what Sunny V2 does. He literally just takes what everyone's negative says about you and reports, oh, yeah, it's all true, and that's why you should hate him. It's fucked up, you know? And by the way, if you haven't noticed, also June does not tell you how to feel about someone. Did you notice that? He isn't, in his documentaries, he's not, oh, this person's a horrible person. He never says that at all. That's what I like about his documentaries. Even though if he's reporting something negative, yeah, it's going to look bad for the person. You know, there's going to be a million things like that about me over the years that I've done, right? But at the same time, it's you can judge for yourself. Versus, you know, again, the problem with the Side Scrollers interview was that they claimed to do an objective interview and then immediately the next day gave all their subjective takes of how I'm a horrible person and a scumbag and I lied and blah, blah, blah. So then it wasn't an objective interview. Because if you immediately slander the person the next day, there's no objectivity there. That would be the equivalent of, you know, a big high-profile interview. Like Barbara Walters back in the day in her prime interviews a politician. But then the next day she has a news show and she goes, wow, that politician was a real piece of shit. Every answer he gave me was fucking lies and he's a scumbag. Well, then you didn't have an objective interview. You understand? Like, you slandered them the next day. So June's not going to do that. In fact, June is interested in the opposite. Is that what he wants to do is put out his documentary, but then he actually wants to kind of like, you know, probably after the fact sit down with me and talk, which I'm cool with. So we'll see what, again, who knows how long it's going to take for him to put that thing together. Like, I know he's taking him forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to be working on this thing for months and months. I wonder if it'll come out this year at this rate, you know? I don't know. What about Frederick Knudsen? I liked the Down the Rabbit Hole video. I liked it. If you didn't notice, again, that was more objective. Was it reporting facts? Yes. Did he get some things wrong? He absolutely did. Because everything he based was based on hearsay or based on what people were already reporting. So all he was doing was reiterating common tropes and things that people had already said about me, and a lot of it missed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it missed. So what can you do? He did his best, but then when I did my react, I was able to correct and or extrapolate, right? But a lot of the things he reported were correct, and I fessed up to them, you know? Yes, Eshel. He said, greatest business failure, banned, broken, and baseless, crushed by ambition, chaotic stumble through fame. Yeah, and those are all true. I can't imagine what he's going to name mine, because this is what I mean. Like, when you think about 15 years of history, right? What, out of 15 years that I've done content on the internet, how do you focus in and even name my documentary one thing? I have no clue. I literally have absolutely no clue what you would name it. Yeah. If my documentary is over 3 hours long, how will I react to it? I guess it's going to have to be multiple days, right? So Daddy says, if June the King only reports facts, what's the harm in watching the LTG documentary? All right. So here's the deal. Okay? Here's the deal. With his document, from what I'm going to understand, and I can only report what I know based on what I'm told. Apparently the reason that LTG is upset about the June the King documentary is that until he made that documentary, there was certain information that had not been put public on the internet yet. Not to say that it wasn't readily available to find, but like when June the King made that documentary, I guess what he did is he went to avenues, like for example, he examined his past. He went back in time, something to do with his school or something to do with like his past employment history, and he used that to find information about his real life information, and he put it in the documentary. And I guess LTG is pissed about that. Like, LTG didn't want his older history getting out there or something like that. Again, I don't know. I didn't watch the documentary. All I know is I hear hearsay, right? So for them to understand, like, there was stuff that LTG had never had posted on the internet before. Somehow, and that's weird to me, because as you guys know, all of my shit's been posted on the internet, right? Like, everything about me has been on the internet. Every piece of information possible, everyone knows. It's so to me, I don't even know how I could possibly be doxxed any further, because I've been doxxed out the ass, you know? But I guess at the time when that documentary came out, some of the stuff that was in it was not public knowledge. And so when it came out, then LTG started getting harassed as a result of that information getting out. So he got upset, and then he took measures into his own hands, and he weaponized and mobilized his fan base to harass back June the King. And it basically became this back and forth thing between the two. And again, I don't know the ins and outs of it because I didn't watch it or anything. But, you know, what can I say? Like, I don't really understand the situation, nor do I really care. I don't want to get involved in it, you know? But, yeah, it's weird because when I asked Wings of Redemption last year, can I react to your documentary? He said yes. When I asked LTG, he explicitly said no. I don't think that documentary is fair, and it has personal shit in it that they shouldn't have covered. And if you react to it, you're just giving that even more exposure. So there you go. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, let's see here. I got $1 tip. This is the first tip of the day. Is $1 tip. Was the Side Scrollers interview good or bad in your opinion? Some days you say you were happy with how it went and were fair. Other days you say they ambushed you for hater clout. No. I've never changed my story. The problem is people want to spin it in a negative way. All right. I'll say it again. My story literally has not changed since day one. Okay. Before the interview happened, I said to all of you, my answers that I've already given you are the answers I'm going to give in the interview. Nothing will change. You know, you may learn a little bit more personal stuff about me, right? Like there were some things that I admitted in that interview publicly that you didn't know about yet, right? But outside of that, my answers remain the same. And I knew they would remain the same because they're the truthful answers. Nothing's going to change when I've already told the truth about the situations that are going on. You know what I'm saying? And And I wasn't going to expose myself or my family or my private information, which I told you I wasn't going to do ahead of time. All this was predetermined, pre-established. So them coming at me the way that they did was expected, right? I didn't feel like anything. I will say this. The one thing that really irked me the wrong way, which I didn't say at the time, was, I can't remember his name. Not Craig, but the other guy. What the fuck's his name? What was his name? Adam? I can't remember his name. That's how long ago this was. That he kept saying stuff like delusions of grandeur when I was literally citing facts. Like, I would cite a fact. And I would be like, oh, so this happened, or this is factual about the amount of content I put out, or whatever. And he'd go, delusions of grandeur. I'd be like, this guy literally did zero research. He doesn't know that I'm not making shit up. This is factual stuff. He thinks I'm lying or extrapolating or exaggerating when actually it's a factful thing about me. But he's saying delusions of grandeur because he's a fucking idiot. He did zero research. That did rub me the wrong way, okay? But outside of that, the interview was not the problem. The interview was fine. I'll be honest, at the end of the show, when they started fucking doing stuff like trying to get Keemstar on there, that made me a little worried. And then when they fucking had the stupid audio clip from It's a Gundam or whatever, I was like, what the fuck is this clown? Like, what is this shit? What are they doing? Like, what does this have to do with the interview? Nothing. It's just a waste of time, okay? But overall, you know, the interview went all right. I felt it was exactly how it was going to go. They asked me a ton of questions. I answered them the best I can without, you know, putting myself or my family at risk. Exactly as I said I was going to do, all right? What I didn't like was literally every moment after. Because that interview ended, and you guys don't know this because you didn't see it, but after the interview, public interview ended, I had a conversation with Craig and them, and our conversation was that it went well. They enjoyed how well, not enjoyed, but they appreciated that I stuck around as long as I did, that I answered the questions the way I did, that I sat there as long as I did, and I could have left early. I could have said, fuck this, I'm not going for 5 hours, and I gave them that much time. And they were like, dude, that was amazing. We never thought you'd ever do that, right? And we ended the conversation basically this way. Great. Let's let it settle for now, and let's do a follow-up. We'll talk in about a month about having you for a part 2, because we'd love to do a part 2 based on this part 1, right? That's where it ended. That's where our side ended. So up to that point, everything was fine. Immediately after, everything that happened after was bullshit. So we end the interview saying things like, oh, well, you know, you have the option if you want to send me your information about your mobile game account and stuff like that, which I was going to do. I actually was going to do it. So I emailed Craig after the show to ask him, hey, are you available that I can send you my stuff and you could review it and delete it right away because I don't want it to get out? And he ghosted me for the rest of the day and ghosted me the next morning and didn't respond for 24 hours after I emailed him right after the show. He completely ignored me, okay? I didn't appreciate that. What did they do the next day? They did an entire show based on slamming me. Instead of it being objective, hey, we did the interview, you judge for yourself, viewers. It was, hey, we all think that Phil's a lying scumbag, and let's all profit by making fun of him all day, and all his haters will come in and toss money our way. And it was absolutely designed to be that way. Because they originally said they were going to do a day of unwinding content where they were going to play Mario Kart and decompress, and instead, the entire show was a hit piece against me, and it was directly designed to be so they could make money. Now, here's the funny part about it. Immediately after that, I wrote Craig to tell him how displeased I was, and that I think that it was a bait and switch, because they told me it was going to be an objective interview, but you can't behave like that after the interview and act like it was objective, because it was obvious it wasn't, right? It was obvious the reason they did it was to make money. To big money, too. It was a hit thing. Let's crap on Phil to make money from his haters, right? I was told at that point, I'm not kidding, I was told at that point in an email from Craig, well, basically, we don't want anything else to do with you at this point because we don't believe your answers. So goodbye, basically. Like, that's where they left it. Then a month later, Craig is restreaming my streams for some reason with my haters on his stream. He even names his streams monetizing the haters. He's coming on my stream chats in my stream. Saying, hey, we'd love to have you on the show at some point to discuss a follow-up to the interview and how it went and your concerns about. Wait, what? You outright after the fucking interview in an email told me you want nothing else to do with me, but now all of a sudden you're restreaming my content and now you want me back. Why? Because the money dried up. Originally they made a ton of money on it. Everything else they were doing was nowhere near as successful. They had, you know what I'm saying? So, oh, what do we do now? Now we have to basically fucking find another way to monetize it again. So we changed our mind, right? Let's now have them come back and try to monetize Phil again. And then again, and I'm not shitting you, the week before Street Fighter 6 came out, I think it was the week before, or the week of, Craig emails me again. Now, I haven't talked to this guy in months. I want nothing to do with this guy. I've outright said I banned him in my stream chats. That I want nothing. Don't contact me. I don't want to talk to you, right? He fucking emails me again. Oh, so I think we should do a grudge match, you versus me in Street Fighter 6. And I don't really play the game, but I'll practice if we're going to do it. And then that way you can make money off of your viewers, and I can make money off of my viewers. It's a lot. Not your viewers, my haters. He wants to make money off my haters again. What is he, out of his fucking mind? This guy's nuts. This guy's a fucking, like, he's crazy. And the thing is, I haven't talked to him in months, and he's emailing me to ask me to do a grudge match in Street Fighter 6. What are you, fucking stupid? And the answer is yes. It basically every piece of the interview was one thing, but every piece of behavior, the moment after the interview ended, and I went offline, showed the true intentions of everyone involved. That from day one, their intention was to do an interview that was all negative, which is fine, but then immediately turn it into a slander campaign so they can bank off my haters and ride that wave and make as much money as they possibly could in a short amount of time. Then, when it dried up, because all their other content isn't making the money, they want to bring me back into the fold, even though they outright told me there will not be a second interview. We don't want you on our show again. All of a sudden, will you come on our show? Literally saying it in the chat publicly. In my chat, he's coming into my chat with his fucking side-scrollers account and shit. Hey, will you come into my show and fucking do this content and do that content? No! Because all he wants to do is monetize my haters. That's it. He doesn't care about the truth. He doesn't care about nothing. If he cared about the truth, the email I sent him, all right, right after the show saying, hey, are you available? Because are you monitoring this email actively? Because I had all the information. I had all the information about not only the mobile game account, but my actual, what is it called? Game Center on iOS, on any Apple device, there's an actual account called Game Center, and Game Center ties into all the mobile games you play, and it shows your entire history of mobile games. It shows all the mobile games I've ever played in there. So it would have proven everything that I said, and I had all the information ready to send, and he ignored me, only for him to reply 24 hours later, the next day, after they did their hit piece show on me that Friday morning, and he says, we don't believe a word you say, we want nothing to do with you, too bad. Oh. So now I see what your true intentions were. You see what I mean? Like, he was never out to try to prove any innocence or nothing. No matter what, it would have been spun in a negative way, and it was out to be a hit piece against me. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. Again, I fucked up because I trusted this guy, and it was bad to trust him. You know? I guess what I should have done is I should have done more research on him, because apparently from what people have come out to tell me now, since the interview, was that the guy's not trustworthy anyway. That a lot of people have said he's done a lot of underhanded things. Since then. Not since then, but before then, that I wasn't aware of. That he's done a lot of kind of tricky, underhanded shit. You know. And of course, there's also the fact that I'm the only person they've ever treated like that. Anyone else gets to be on their show as a guest, and then maybe there's an interview after. But for me, I had to have this crazy interview first, with the promise that after the interview, I would be a guest. And then as soon as the interview ends, they change their tune and say, we don't want you back on the show ever again. You can't be a guest. Like, that was why I did the interview. I was told, let's get through. And there's email traffic on that too. Let's get through this interview, and then we'll have you on as a guest. That was the discussion we had. And then what happened? I do the interview. Oh, we don't want nothing to do with you anymore. But hey, we'll laugh at you forever and make money on you. Right? It's just scumbag behavior. It's what you do on the internet when you have no talent and you need to make a buck off of others. And it's what's happened to me many, many times over the years. And, it is what it is. Again, I don't really care that much anymore. It served the purpose for what I did it for. It 100% served the purpose for what I did it for. A lot of people don't realize why I did it. Okay. What's hilarious is I got a tip that's completely factually wrong. I'm not going to read out nonsense. I'm not. I got a $5 tip from someone. First saying, would I react to a video that was made about me that's someone I never heard of? I said, I don't know who they are. Probably not. Then he says, second, this is not a question, but June didn't do anything wrong to LTG. He used information that was LTG put into the public. LTG harassed June for 2 years, and he did false copyright strikes and stuff. Again, I don't know the facts of the situation at all. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really, I haven't done the research. I could take your word for it, but I don't really know. Like I said, I didn't watch the documentary or anything like that, right? So, I don't know, man. What's also hilarious is that people are spamming me in the chat saying all kinds of fucked up stuff about Stuttering Craig. It's like, I don't care. I don't care about what's... Did you hear that he was caught soliciting someone on the internet and doing this and that? I don't care. I don't give two fucks. See, this is the thing. Some people think because someone's treated you badly or done you wrong, right? That now, from the rest of your life, you should now have a grudge and you should, like, try to destroy that person, right? Not me, I don't care. Whatever. Let them do whatever they want on their show forever. Just keep my name out of it. I want nothing to do with them ever again. They showed their true colors. They showed that they wanted to bank and milk. And the follow-up behavior, right? Not only that the day after they did a hit piece against me to make money from my haters, but then they did it again and again over the next couple of weeks. They had special shows designed just to talk about topics from my interview to make money from my haters. Then they fucking restreamed my content, restreamed my gameplay to make money off my haters. Then they're still contact me behind the scenes. Hey, will you do Street Fighter with us? What, are you out of your fucking mind? I want nothing to do with you. You told me you wanted nothing to do with me, but then you kept coming back to me to make more money. So no, I want nothing to do with them. So I don't care. I don't care about anything else. You can tell me 25 fucked up things that Stuttering Craig has done right now. I don't care. I want nothing to do with it. I'm not some idiot who's going to say, oh, well, they did all that to me, so now let me get them back. No, I'm not that kind of person. I don't care. Okay. Oh, I got another dollar tip. It says, I'm the one who did the $5 donation. My name is Jimmy James Jr. Who is that? Who is Jimmy James Jr.? I don't know. You're Triple J. Your name is Triple J. Thank you, Triple J. Okay. All right. He's Jimmy James Sr.'s son. That's my cousin. Oh. Anyway. Any last minute stuff, guys? By the way, as you notice, we're in no rush. I mean, we have a long React Day ahead of us. We're in no rush to get to it. We got tons of time. That's why we were, going long on the podcast today. Anyone else got stuff to talk about? No, I've never walked out of a movie theater during a movie. Happy Saturday to you, Derek. Would I be open for a coaching session from Would I be open for a coaching... Why can't I read this? Would I be open for a coaching session from Diaphone? Sure. Absolutely. That one video Diaphone put out has helped my game immensely. I stopped doing drive reversal. I parry now instead. I've learned, not that I do it all the time because I should do it better, but I've learned that I need to walk away when I'm heated because if I keep playing, I'm just going to keep losing and have bad execution. Like, just a few things that he said actually helped my game a ton. So yeah, any further coaching, sure, I would be open to it. Did I ever ride in a hearse? No, but maybe someday. You know what I mean? I think it's coming. What's up, Casanova? I agree. Eshel says doing video content with people who actually want to help you up helps a lot. You're exactly right. Because take a look at the people, who want to just tear me down or use me to make a buck with negativity and toxicity. Versus Diaphone was cool, man. He was just like, listen, I don't care about everything anyone says about Phil. It's all bullshit, right? It doesn't matter. What we're here to do is analyze the Street Fighter game. And he did, and I learned. And that's what it's all about. positivity instead of toxicity, right? It's a different way to go through life, I feel. It's a better way to go through life. I know that now. I try to stay away from the toxicity when I can, you know? Okay. Oh, we'll talk about the hoodie when we get to the event. We're not in the event yet. We're in a podcast. There's no reason to talk about this hoodie when we're, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Did I ever have a tradition to rent games and eat pizza on Friday nights? No, because Friday nights was arcade night for me. Friday night was arcade night where I would go to the local arcade and play Street Fighter against people. Every week. Literally. Hobo X says, LTG is being manipulative to keep people from seeing his documentary. You have no reason to respect his opinion on it anymore after he disrespected you. So you're actually correct, but there's another factor you have to consider, is that I don't give a fuck about LTG or his history or anything about him. He's insignificant. He's an insignificant human. I don't care about him, so I actually don't even care about his documentary. Like, why do I care about his history and the things he never did in the FGC because he never did anything? Like, why do I give a fuck about this guy, right? I don't. I might as well watch a documentary about a man who just has a case of shits for the last 15 years and he can't stop. It's probably more interesting. You know what I'm saying? I received a $10 tip from Guitar Player. What's going on, Guitar Player? He says, I don't know if you already answered. Are you going to play Persona 3 Reloaded when it comes out next year? I don't know. I want more information about it. I want to know if they've made it more modernized, because I certainly don't want to go through the same insanely frustrating things that I went through when I did the playthrough myself a couple years ago, or a few years ago at this point. So we'll see. It's not out of the question, but they definitely needed to make it more fun, because that game has a lot of parts that just are not fun, to put it mildly. Okay. By the way, I'm going to revert the animations back to the older contribution animations for the month of August. And also for the month of August, I'm going to change the setup to be a 10-year or 15-year anniversary setup. You'll see some things behind me that are kind of anniversary style, which will be nice for the anniversary coming up. So that's coming, what is it, Monday, Tuesday? Tuesday, right? Because Monday's the 31st, so Tuesday, I'm going to reset, hit the reset button, get all the different animations and the different decorations for my anniversary month of August. August is officially 15-year anniversary month for me, so you guys know. Bloom Kit, thanks for opening your membership. He says, is there a hateful truth today? No, there is not. Did I ever play RuneScape before? No, Airhead, I did not. How is Final Fantasy 16? I'm trying to finish it, Jade. That's all I have to say about it. That's all I have to say about it. You have a graduation next year? I'm glad to hear that, Juan. Please burp more often. I'll do my best. Derek says, thanks for not doing a big react every month. Doing it every once in a while is better. I agree. As they say, when you do something too often, it's not special anymore. Today will be special because it's something the likes of which we haven't done in a while, right? Right? Cool. All right. I think it is time to end the show. I've now gone long on this show, answering silly questions from you guys. Thanks to those chilling. Thanks to those who did support. Remember, this support will carry over to the React event. These tips and, all that. Thank you. And again, the React event is the only stream I'm doing today. So if you could support the stream, please do. There's no gameplay or whatever. It's a normal day for me. So I hope to, hopefully, have as much support on that stream as if I had done 2 gameplay streams. So we'll see how it goes, hopefully. All right. Oh, excuse me. What makes me want to complete Final Fantasy 16? 35 hours. 35 hours. What meal are we having today? You'll find out later. We didn't order it yet because I wanted to order it and they wouldn't let me schedule it. Bloomkid did a super chat. He says, oh, it's called The Tasteful Truth now. Yeah, I mean, the Hateful Truth was a review series. I'm not reviewing anything today. Thank you, Bloomkid. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Let's end the show. It's gone way long. And I want to get started with my React event. We'll jump over there in a minute. Remember, only React stuff today. I certainly hope that you guys will join me over on DSP Reacts for the Dark Side of Machinima event. And check out the videos on demand all week long. If you're a channel member over there, you'll be able to watch the stream right away, by the way, when it ends. But it should be a good time, and I hope you'll join me for it. If not, I'll be back tomorrow for a podcast. Remember, tomorrow is the DSP versus the Internet clip show on DSP Reacts. But then there will be gameplay tomorrow night in Street Fighter 6 Community Night. Thank you all. Thanks for watching. See you later.